Hello everybody, and welcome to the next part of creating a simulator game in Roblox Studio. Last time we created a code system where we have a code input and it gives us coins and stuff. And in this video, we're going to add crates that you can open to get gems. And these gems will give you certain buffs depending on what they are. It's like gemstones, basically. So to start off, we're going to create a button, and for this we're actually just going to take our code button and just duplicate it and move it right there, and that doesn't look right. Hold on. Alright, that's good enough. And this is going to be our codes button. Or this is going to be our crates button to get gems from. So we're going to name it crate button. And we're going to put the text as buy crate. Or we'll do crate. And then I'm going to price them at 1,000 coins each. And yeah, that's good. So we don't need this stuff right here, but we can use this function. So I'm going to just change that in the script. Now let's actually make a bit of other stuff to help us with making crates and gems in this game. So what we're going to do is there's going to be like we'll do 4 different types of gemstones. And basically what a gemstone will do is, depending on the color of gemstone, it'll give you certain buffs. It might be like 1.5 times money, or upgrades have 1.2 times use, or they do 1.2 times as much stuff. Or maybe rebirths are 10% off or so whatever. So basically we're going to start off by creating some variables in our data store. We're going to create a few. And also something that I realized last time, but with the last video I did, you can see we had a thing called upgrade. We had a code where we changed money value to upgrades.value plus 10. That was the typo by me. It's supposed to be upgrades.value plus 10. And also another thing is that when you change the upgrades, it doesn't change the price of the upgrades. So just be aware of that. I might fix that in a future video, but not right now. So when you go into our data store scripts, and I'm going to close some of these scripts, and you can see I copied and pasted rebirth price, but I actually don't need it to be that many times. We're going to use the old control left trick, and we're going to change find to rebirth's price, and we're going to change replace, and we'll do our first gem as red gem, and yeah. We're also going to have to change this to red gem. And there's a few games that use this gem system, but it's similar to pets, basically. It's similar to that. Now we're basically just going to do this, except we're going to change this to 0. And then we're also going to change this to number value, because I plan on making these gems have more random stats instead of just whole numbers. So we're just going to do that, and then we're going to find Control F, and do Control F, find red gem, and for a second one, we're going to change it to blue gem. So we're going to go right here, place those, change this one to green gem, And we'll do our final one as purple gem. We also are going to need to change these to be capitalized right here. And alright, there we go. So now that we have all of these in the game, we're also going to need to put them here too. We're going to need to put gem system here. So we're going to do right here, red gem, and then copy and paste that. Change this one to blue, change this one to green, and change this one to purple. And we're going to do the same right up here too. Okay, so now that we are done with that, we can actually first we'll test it out. See, make sure it works. Should add a bunch more variables. We get blue gem, green gem, purple gem, and red gem. So what these are gonna do is they're basically gonna buff the stuff that you get from certain stats. They're gonna buff certain stats. Like they're gonna make prices of different things lower. They're gonna increase the money that you get, increase the power of certain things. So we're gonna actually do that now. We're gonna make them actually do something first before we make a way to get them. So we're gonna go into we're gonna start off by going into the clicker button, and we're gonna make red gems buff this. So we're gonna add another multiplier onto here, and it's gonna be times 1 plus leader stats dot red gem dot value. So if you have a red gem, if you don't have one, and it only has 0, if in the value 0, then it won't do anything. But if you have, say you have your red gem has a power of like 50, that means it will give you 51 times. But when you start off the game, you're gonna have like 0.1 or 0.2 from your first few times that you get gems. And basically these gems are going to buff you. So you can see, I think that normally that's how we're supposed to get it. But say we go and change our red gem by like, I don't know, 50. This would be really powerful. Although I don't know if that's correct. Wait, that might not have worked. I might have changed the wrong thing. Okay, I did change the right thing. I don't think that worked. That's the issue. Let's make sure that worked first before we go and do everything else too. I'm gonna do print leader stats dot red gem dot value. That way we know that it's reading the correct value for the red gems. I believe, well, let's make sure that it's saved. So our red gem should have saved. Yeah, it did. It's printing 50. So it's giving us around 800 per. Let's go into here, and let's change the power of the gem. We're going to change it to 500,000. A massive change. Okay, yeah, it's working. That's good. Okay, so now that we have our red gem working, we're going to implement that to the other stuff. I think the next one that we're going to do is make the upgrades one more useful. So we'll do we'll make the blue gems buff the power of upgrades, which we'll do by going right here and adding more parentheses right there, and changing right here to that over 1 plus leader stats dot blue gem dot value. So the more upgrades you, or the better blue gem you have, the better your upgrades are. Next one we're gonna do is one that makes rebirths more powerful. So we're gonna go right into our rebirths thing, and we're going to put parentheses right here and add in a multiplier, and it'll be times times leader stats dot green gem dot value. I think that I might have an error. I might not have enough parentheses, but I think it's good. And the last one that I'm going to do is we're going to make rebirths cheaper with the purple gem. But for that, we're going to need to not only do, or no, it should be actually pretty simple. We're just going to go into rebirth button and make it so that rebirth price, or increase right here, increase over actually no, we can't do it with rebirth price. We can't change rebirth price with gems, because if you got a powerful one, it would actually make it so that rebirths went down in value, or down in price. Yeah, we'll just do 3 types of gems. We'll just remove purple. So now we have 3 kinds of gems, and these gems give you buffs depending on how powerful they are. So also, if you want to reset your data completely, here's a way. So you go up here to data store, this part right here, and you add something right after. And I believe that this should completely reset all of our data. Yeah. So I'm doing that because my data before was kind of weird. If you want to reset your codes, the data on the codes, I have that linked up to a separate thing. And the reason why it's on a separate thing for my game, or what we're doing, is the reason why codes are on a different thing is because if codes were on the same thing, then if you reset the data for normal stuff, you could also get, like, just so you get more control basically over your codes. So if you want to reset your codes, that way people can use codes again, you just change it to like codes 2. So I'm just going to completely reset all data in my game by doing that, just so that we can get a fresh start when we're testing. I think I might have accidentally moved a script. Wait. Hold on. Oops. That's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be there. Okay, so now we have use for our gems, but we need a way to get them, which is going to be what the crate button is for. The first thing that we're going to do is, we're actually going to do a leader stats variable, like all of the other things that we've done in the past. But another thing is that this isn't going to be the only script that's going to use, or no, it's not going to use data store actually. The script won't be using data store. So this is what we're going to do for our script right now. And we're going to add if leader stats dot money dot value is greater than whatever the price you want to put it at is, which for me is 1,000, then, so this means that the player has enough money to afford a crate. So I'm going to do leader stats dot money dot value equals leader stats dot money dot value minus 1,000 because the player is going to, and they're actually going to do is greater than or equal to 1,000 by adding an equal sign afterwards. So now that we have that, we need to actually make a player get a gem. And what we're going to do for that is local type equals, and that's actually, we'll do color instead, equals math.random. And the reason why I couldn't do type was because it was like, you could see that it was highlighted, it was blue, and that was because it's actually used for something else. And we don't want to use that, because then that could mess up stuff. So we're just going to use color equals math.random 1 to 3. Then we're going to do local rarity equals math.random 1 to 1,000. And this will basically make it, because if you've played a game with a gemstone system or a rune system or whatever, you'll notice that when you get a gem, there's a chance of it being a different rarity. Like, common would normally be the worst and it'd give very low buffs, but you get like up to legendary and they'd give very good buffs. So that's why we're making a rarity one too. So we're gonna do if we need to determine the rarity of the gem. So if rarity equals 1,000, then that means it's legendary. Else if rarity is, we'll do we'll make an epic be if rarity is greater than, we'll do epics being 10 times as common as legendaries. And then else if wait, that messed up. Wait, no it didn't. Okay. Else if rarity is great. Okay, wait. This actually, the code kind of got messed up. Hold on. We're gonna put then after there. Okay. Next is rarity, which we'll do is 899 if it's greater than 899. Else if rarity equals, or rarity is greater than, we'll do 599. Then it's considered an uncommon. Else if rarity, wait, no, just else. And there we go. That's all of our rarities. So now we're going to actually make the, so now we're going to make it so that we have a new variable, and it's going to be increase. And for now, right here, it's going to equal 0. But if it's a legendary, or we'll start off with common. So we're going to do how much of a multiplier does getting a common gem increase. And we'll go like 50%. It'll be 50% if you get a common. So we'll do increase equals math.random 1 to, or math.random, and then we're going to do times 0.5. So this will give us so math.random, you'll notice we didn't do any parameters to math.random. There's nothing in this parentheses. And that means that math.random will give us a random number between 0 and 1. And it can be any number. It doesn't have to be a whole number. And we're multiplying this by 0.5, which will give us any number between 0 and 0.5. And you'll see we're doing this random stuff. We're adding math.random, just so we can get more randomness in the game. Right, for uncommon, we're going to do increase equals math.random. Math.random plus 0.5. And this will give us any number between 0.5 and 1.5. Next, for rare, we're doing increase equals math.random. And then we're going to do times 3. And I'm just coming up with these things that we're doing right now. We'll do times 3 plus 5. It'll give you between 5 and 8 as your buff. For epic, we're doing increase equals math.random times, and then we're going to do 5, and we'll do plus 10, and it'll give us any number between 10 and 15. And then for legendary, which is extremely rare, increase equals math.random times, we'll do 15 plus 25, any number between 25 and 40. So now we have actual increases, or we'll have a random amount of a buff. We need to actually set that buff. So we're going to do if increase is greater than leader stats, or no, we're going to do if color equals 1, then if increase equals or is greater than if it's greater than leader stats dot red gem dot value, then leader stats dot red gem dot value equals increase. And this is just a simple if the new gem is more powerful than the old one, it'll set the new one to our current one. And we're going to have to do this with the other ones too. We're going to do else if color equals 2, then just copy that and paste that, except we're going to change it to blue gem. And then we're going to do else. We're going to copy and paste it and change it to green gem. And there we go. So now I believe that should be it. As you can see, we're broke though. And there's actually an error right here with there seems to be an error with the amount of money that we're making. So we're going to fix that. Let's fix the error with the money that we're making, and then we can test out if that worked. So let's see what could have been the error. My prediction is that it's something being multiplied by 0. And you can see it's right here. I believe it's right here that the error is happening. And also, we need to put parentheses around some other stuff. Right here, we're putting parentheses. And the reason why we put parentheses right here is so that we get the 1 plus red gem dot value, and then we multiply it. So that way, the red gem is a buff. And if we didn't put parentheses, then if you know order of operations, this multiplication would have happened first. It would be times 1, and then we would add on the red gem dot value. And we don't want that. But right here, we're going to do more parentheses, and we're going to do right here, plus 1. And right here with the blue gem, we're also doing the same parentheses. And, yep, there we go. I believe it should let us get money now, if we just click. So, I'm actually broke in the game right now, so I'm just gonna give myself a quick 100,000. So now let's see if crates work. Oops, player stats is not a valid member of players. This is because we put one too many parents on here. Because when I copied this from a different script, that was a script inside of a remote event. And since that script was inside of a remote event, I had to put an extra .parent on. Okay, let's see if it works now. So before we were making 4 per. Now we're making this weird number, but you can see we got gems. So you can see if we just spend an insane amount, before we were making only 4 coins per click. Let's see how many we make now. That's more than 4. Yeah, that's way more than 4. So yeah, you can see it's clearly working. Our crates work. But there's one last thing that we're going to fix today, and that's those decimals. They do not look good. So what we're going to do is go into our money label and do a really quick thing. We're going to do right here, math.floor. And what math.floor does is it rounds down a number. And when we do math.floor, it'll just make it a whole number. And it doesn't affect our actual value since we are only changing the display, but it does affect what we see. You can see I've not bought any upgrades since before, but I'm making more money. That's because crates. There. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Next video we're probably going to work on making monetization so that people can buy certain stuff like they can buy rebirths, upgrades, or money. And thank you for watching, and bye.